Hi, this is Cheryl of Majestic Wire Artworks. In this video, we are going to make these swirl heart earrings. This is the second video in my Doodle Earring Series, and this is one of my favorites, and I think it's one of the simplest ones too. So let's begin with saying that your supply list is in the description below, and also I've decided that from here forward, whenever I have a series, I'm going to put underneath the description and underneath the supply list, I'm going to put all the links of the videos that are in that series, because then it'll be easy to find what other ones you might be interested in. Okay, so look for that. And so what we're going to start with is making basically a long head pin, and we're going to put a tiny spiral at the bottom of it. So I want you to take your chain nose pliers, or round nose, tip of your round nose pliers if you prefer that, and make your first little curve. It's not big enough, my pliers slipped off. Okay. And then crimp it down. Okay, and then continue to make your spiral bigger. Okay, so the center of your spiral, what I want, this is how you're going to know how big to make it. I want that to be facing down once we make the earring. Okay, so right now I am trying to center this wire. So I'm holding it tight, and I'm bending that straight because the bead's going to sit on there. Still need more. Okay, so there our head pin is made, and I've kind of bent the wire, and we're going to need the wire to be straight. So I'm going to hold, this is how I straighten wire. I don't use the nylon pliers to straighten wire anymore. I find they frustrate me. And I go through a lot. They end up melting in the middle and getting the lines, and then they don't work properly. And there, I think that's ready. Now the reason why we need that straight is in order to make the swirls later on, we need to have nice wire for that. And go ahead and make your second one. I already have it done. And you can pause if you like to finish your second one. But there, I've got that straight already. And so the next step is to put your beads on. So you put your heart on first, and your bicone. Okay, and don't worry about what direction your swirl's facing at the moment, because we're going to fix that later. It's even, see how it's crooked? We'll fix everything later. So don't stress about that, because it'll just move on you anyway. So now take your round nose plier and put it to your favorite position in order to get as many spirals, or wraps as you want. And I'm just going to bend it because this moves at this point. Later on it won't be able to move. Okay. And your favorite size of loop for your earrings. Make your loop. Make sure your loop's nice and straight. And do your wraps. Oh, I bent it again. We'll have to straighten that. Try not to grab it in the middle of the, when I make them, I usually have my fingers at the end of the wire as not to bend. But being that I'm trying to work inside the camera, that's difficult to do. Okay, so I've got that done. Okay, I'm gonna bend this back a little bit. Nope. I'm finding the camera fighting me today. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it at the back. Normally I always do it for the front like this, but because we have the loop covering, it's not gonna matter that I'm at actually the back of the loop where it's finished off. So what I wanna do now is I'm going to make sure my loop is flat and level so it doesn't get in my way. And now I'm making the big loop. We don't want to close it, we want it nice and big because we're going to spring off of it. Okay. Being difficult for me tonight, and I'm saying this is the easy one. Okay, I've got the camera really close up and I find it really impedes my vision. There, that's about how you want it. We don't want this loop closed. See the space in there? That's what we want. Okay, and now we're going to do a little curl right at the bottom of the heart. So I'm going to start, see I'm using my nail, I want it to be there. Okay, so we're going to, basically because it's so simple on top, we're going to finish the first one. You can even do that loop lower if you wanted to. But the main thing is that both earrings are the same. Okay, so we're finishing it off at the bottom, just like we did with the last teardrop earring. You snip it off and then close up the loop. We don't need it to be that tight at the bottom. We just need to be able to close it just to keep the rough edges away. Okay, so that's the first one, and now we're going to match the next one. Every set's a little bit different. With my last set I made, the hoop, yeah, tinier. This one's the same side and lower. But you know what? That's okay. This is pretty too. So each set is going to be slightly different for you. Now I'm going to do the other one. The thing is we need to try and make the other one the same position. Okay, so I've got my pin, head pin, put on the heart. Okay, I want that to sit straight. It's sitting a little off. thinking that hole isn't drilled. There, if we have it like that, it'll be better. So if your hole isn't drilled straight like mine isn't, then you need to experiment. See, on this side, it looks more slanted. If I flip it around, it looks straighter that way. So it makes a difference. Okay, so I'm going in the center of my shank because that's what I did last time. Make my loop. And this time, because we're trying to swirl from the opposite way, we're going to make a backwards wrap. So instead of going there, I'm at the back. You're probably tired of me saying that because I say that just about every time. But I don't know if this is your first video or your 100th, if I get there. I will get there. Okay. And now I'm going to hold it with the plier this time. See if it helps. Okay. Okay, so how many wraps did I have on that other one? I had 3 on that side. 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get 4 in there. Okay. I've got the wire really kinky. So if it's too kinky, we might end up having to start again. Now I'm going to compare the two. Oh, wrong one. Okay. So it's almost the same height. Can pull it just a little bit snugger. More snug. Proper grammar. Okay. Getting there. And now I'm going to put my fingernail where we want to start the next loop. Now, is that loop the same size before we tighten it up? And we can go a little bit smaller. Okay, and we're ready to go around here. Snip it off. There we go. Now I get quite a bit of excess wire because I want you to have more to work with as a handle to keep so we don't work hard and kink the wire in this area, because then it won't work for you. Okay, so the next step is we got to make sure this is parallel. You're looking from the top. Make sure there's no rough edges, but it doesn't look closed, which doesn't give it a finished look, so I'm going to close it a little bit more. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is just make sure they match in positions. Okay, so this loop is towards the center of the heart a little bit more. So you've got to decide And I also noticed that this needs to be pushed over a little bit. Match it up better. Okay, that looks good. So you could decide which one you like better. But when I push that over, it also pushed that over. You can either push it in a little bit, or you can pull the other one out a little bit. There. Okay, I think they're done. I'm going to put the ear wires on. Aren't they fast? And they're little petite. These are great for a little girl. They dangle, so maybe not a tiny girl. Probably what, 8 or 9 should be ready for an earring like this. But they're also quite elegant and petite for a night out. If your hair's up, if you're not wearing long earrings. Some people wear long earrings, some people don't. I like long earrings, but I also wear short earrings every once in a while. Cat hair again. I have 2 kitties. They leave a lot of fur. I call it, they leave me love. Kitty lovings. Okay. And they are done. Oh, one more thing. I said, don't worry about the spirals at the bottom. Well, guess what I forgot about? Okay, so the rule of thumb with the spirals is I try to keep it connected so it looks like it's all one flowing movement. So this is going this way, so I want the spiral to be going that way. And the other one will be the opposite. I want the spiral, and they flip really easy. Oh, wrong way. See, I just did a 180 there. Okay, and if it's not sitting right, just make it sit so they look. Yeah, it looks clumsy still. Okay, fix it so you're happy. There, and it's done. Okay, so that's the end of this this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.